games played leader amongst players on the Americans roster is Jake Goodell. And the Winterhawks will get control off the opening faceoff as they snap the puck ahead up the left wing. Charlie Ellick looking to clear from his own zone, fires it ahead. Here is Cruz Paveo. Paveo through center, chips it over, and now Goodell on right wing sends a shot on net wide. Comes off the end wall, and the Winterhawks will clear it ahead. In the neutral zone, backhanded forward for Max Pszeniczka. Pszeniczka trying to step around Ellick. Loose puck snapped on and stopped by Wint. Rebound, Weiermeyer's shot is blocked by Vaněček. Here's Brown to Miller on right wing. Miller, rink-wide pass. Max Pszeniczka drops it off at the blue line. Will McLaughlin skating in to the left circle. McLaughlin now down to the goal line, makes a move and shakes off a check. McLaughlin now looking blue line. He'll bank it there at the left point. Across to Pszeniczka, looking for traffic, none there, so he fires it down low. Off the end wall, a jam play is stopped by Wint. Loose puck in behind the Americans' net. Poked around the boards by Portland, found by Connor Dale. He got it to the line but couldn't clear. Pszeniczka, a long shot that misses wide. Winterhawks still keeping the pressure going here. Now Tri-City's able to recover the puck as both teams start to change. Goodell at the end of his shift will face off in the American zone. Winterhawks get control. To the blue line here is Alex Weiermeyer. Across on left wing, Duguay to the slot. Miller a swing and a miss. That comes loose along the near side wall. Goodell trying to wrap his man up. Paveo coming over to try and help. Miller, though, digs the puck free. Now it's turned over, and the Americans take off 2-on-1 shorthanded. Paveo on right wing with Goodell. There's the pass. Jake Goodell stopped by Andrei Stebetek. First shot of the game for Tri-City is a grade A scoring chance for Jake Goodell, but a wonderful save by Stebetek to keep this game. Miller is in for the draw with Garland. And Garland won the draw. Here's Vaněček turning and firing it down the ice. Look out. That one deflected off a Portland stick. Miller stepping in for the face-off with Garland. And off the draw, Portland this time has it. Swung down low by Nathan Free. In below the goal line. Brown lost it. Vaněček chips it ahead. Americans looking for another shorthanded rush. Here is Verk over the line on right wing. He'll drop it back. Jakub Vaněček fanned on his shot. Puck rolls wide of the net. Vaněček on the forecheck still. Tried to center. Back checking was Alex Weiermeyer to take it away, and the Winterhawks now will break up ice. Rink-wide feed. Here is Ryan Miller near the red line. Across the ice again. Winterhawks into the Tri-City zone. Verk runs into his man. Loose puck. Verk finds it, turns and clears. Portland will chase back into their own zone as the Americans change up. Off that draw, puck comes loose. Dale up top. Here's Vaněček. Wrist shot wide. Comes around the boards. Charlie Ellick pinching in. Ellick will swing it to the corner. Jesse McKinnon tied up by Sukumis. Winterhawks poke it ahead, and now they'll skate their way through center ice. McLaughlin stumbles, but from his knees has control and will dump the puck in so his teammates can change up. Xavier Went out of his goal, passes to Charlie Ellick, and now around for Vaněček. Jakub Vaněček fakes the pass, skates into some open ice and slides it ahead for Connor Dale. Dale now his backhand pass blocked, came right back to him though, and he'll drop it to Charlie Ellick. Ellick gaining speed, ahead to Garland on left wing. Garland winning the face-off, and Jakub Vaněček will dump it in. Off a Winterhawks glove, here's Jesse McKinnon to Garland. His shot goes wide. Off the end wall, Garland chasing. Connor Dale is there as well. Winterhawks poke it ahead, skating their way through neutral ice. They'll get it inside the American zone before it's broken up by Tri-City. Here's Garland trying to take off. Connor Dale following him up. Back to Garland on right wing. He'll turn and cycle down low. Dale behind the net, tied up. Jesse McKinnon on the forecheck, runs into his man. Alex Weiermeyer shrugs off the check. Weiermeyer looks ahead, his pass up the wall, comes toward the blue line, and now Max Pszeniczka leading the rush for Portland. Ahead on left wing, slowing up Slobodian, shot stopped by Went, rebound, came right back to him, and he covers up with 7:51. Portland in their own zone, Sukumis starting his way through center. Over the Americans' line, Sukumis down the slot, passes over, left circle, now back in front, and it's off a stick and wide. Vaněček might have taken away a goal for Portland. Hard clear around the wall for Tri-City comes to David Kirchall. Kirchall tries to fire it ahead, knocked down by Pszeniczka, his fellow countryman. Sam Spihar now in his own zone as Trevor Shively set up a bit of a pick there on Kirchall. Fans not happy about that. Puck is dumped in by Portland. Paveo waiting for it along the far wall in his own zone, turns and is met by a Winterhawk forechecker. Paveo trying to skate away from traffic, and now Aiden Bouchard gathers the loose puck. Bouchard ahead, one hands the puck in deep. Grady Martin on the forecheck as the Winterhawks nearly turned it over to him. Here's Max Pszeniczka. Pass up the middle, intercepted by Lang, but he couldn't corral it. Lang's got it again on left wing, below the goal line. Lang comes out the far side, cycles behind the goal. Grady Martin with it, up top to the blue line. Aiden Bouchard waiting. Bouchard cycles down low. Cruz Paveo behind the Portland net. Paveo protecting, heading up toward the blue line. Paveo drops. Here's Bouchard, long shot, stopped by Stebatek. Lang trying to get a piece of it. Pszeniczka turns it over. Here's Lang to the blue line. Bouchard again to Vaněček, left point. Vaněček floats it on goal, and Stebatek saw it late. Hangs on, 4:43 to go. As Martin steps in for another face-off with Kyle McDonough, and this time Martin wins it. Ellick over to Lang. Alexander Lang clearing his own zone, but closed in on by Carson Dick, who took the puck away. Now Lang has it again. Lang turns and chips it into the Portland zone. Paveo chasing, Will McLaughlin there. McLaughlin around the boards in his own zone to Sekumis. Sekumis ahead for Dick to the blue line. Ellick got a stick on it but couldn't control it. Back out to center. Paveo makes the move at the line. Now Lang reaching for it in the Portland end. Poked down low by Lang. Grady Martin ties his man up as it comes right to the crease, and what a stop by Stebatek. That puck came to the front of the net out of nowhere, and Paveo robbed by Andrei Stebatek. At the line, the Winterhawks will clear. Out at center ice with control is Sekumis, who will drop it back to McLaughlin as both teams change up. 1 minute to go in period one, a 2-0 Portland lead. Here's Ryan Miller through center. Into the Tri-City zone with speed on left wing. Miller stops up, stumbles. Puck ends up behind the Tri-City goal, and Vaněček finds it for the Americans. Vaněček ahead to Kerchal. Kerchal on left wing dumps the puck in. Comes off the inboards behind the Portland net. Vaněček still chasing, and a sharp angle shot by Verk goes wide. Up to the blue line. Goodell, long shot, steered away by Stebatek, right into the netting. Go to center. Tri-City left to right here in period number two. Gavin Garland is in for the opening draw. And we are underway as Garland wins that drop. Jakub Vaněček chasing it down on left wing. He takes a bump, and the Winterhawks lose the puck in their own zone. Here's Dale behind the net. Tried to center, that was blocked. Comes up the far wall, and Brown will bank it ahead through center. Alex Weiermeyer drops it off. That was intercepted by McKinnon. Ahead for Connor Dale, who lost the handle on the puck. Loose in the slot, found by Portland. Turned over again. McKinnon to the blue line. Ellick, long shot goes wide. Garland chasing it down in the Winterhawk zone. Weiermeyer clears to center. Here is Miller. Looking ahead for Brown on left wing. Brown poke checked. McKinnon has the puck. Snaps it ahead for Connor Dale over the Portland line. Dale on right wing stops. Looks for the trailer. Dale still waiting. Finds Jesse McKinnon, who got stick checked from behind. And McKinnon goes hard into the end wall. A little slow to get to his feet. Americans try to work the puck out from behind the net. Connor Dale still battling for it as McKinnon's going to head to the bench and change after a good look. Here's Dale forcing the puck down low again. Gavin Garland trying to chop it behind the goal. Winterhawks, though, able to recover. McLaughlin banks it ahead. Pinching was Vaněček. Winterhawks, though, get it, and they'll clear it to center ice. That's going to be turned over as Charlie Ellick rips it ahead. Over the line is Savin Verk on right wing. Verk throws it back door, and unable to get a stick on it was Dale. Here's Vaněček pinching in. Stolen away from him. Winterhawks look to take off 3-on-2 the other way. Through center, over the line. Miller drops it off on a back-checking Vaněček, intercepted. Winterhawks almost had too many men on the ice there, but McLaughlin leapfrogged over the puck to not touch it. 5.5 into period number two. A 2-1 game now in favor of Portland. Winterhawks poke the puck ahead. Charlie Ellick able to drop it back. Vaněček ahead for Kerchal. Couldn't take it clean. Portland recovers at center. In their own zone now with it. Here is Nico Sekumis looking up ice. Sekumis run into by Verk as that puck goes all the way down the ice, and it will be an icing call. Winterhawks lead here at the Toyota Center. Portland breaking out of their own zone. Here is Brown with some speed over the Tri-City line. Run into by Ellick, a heavy hit. McLaughlin backing him up, dumps it in. Connor Dale looking to clear the puck around the wall. Dale reaching for it. Winterhawks recover. Getting control of Spihar to the blue line. Here is McLaughlin looking in. Across left circle. Spihar's shot blocked by Ellick. Spihar's got his own rebound to the blue line. Pszeniczka makes a move and fires. Kick saved by Wendt. Spihar chasing down the loose puck. Run into by Ellick, but holds on to the puck. Across to McLaughlin on right wing. Dying seconds of the penalty. It's over out of the box is Peterson, and play is whistled down for a hand pass against to Matthews. Now up the near side wall. Connor Dale trying to chase it down. McDonough able to clear. In the neutral zone is Martin. Carson Dick got a piece of it. Americans poke it ahead. Hand pass waved off, and that allows play to continue as Charlie Ellick has the puck in his own zone. Vaněček ahead to Grady Martin. He's got the only goal for Tri-City tonight. Martin drops it off. Here is Verk across for Dale, intercepted. Ellick now holds the zone. Dale trying to find it down low. Along the wall, he will recover. Connor Dale being pressured as he backhands it down toward the corner. Grady Martin around for Savin Verk. On his backhand, Verk walks out in front to the slot. He'll turn and fire, scores! Savin Verk let the shot go from the high slot. Might have been tipped on the way. Either way, it's a 2-2 game. 8:56 to go in the second period. City to tie the game at 2. Cole Slobodian in his own zone works it ahead as the Winterhawks look to counterpunch. Over the Americans' line they come. Sam Spihar poking it down low. Charlie Ellick able to break that up. Martin ahead, turned over near the line. Winterhawks with it. McLaughlin, a long shot, goes wide. Comes off the end wall. Spihar with control for Portland. Spihar being pressured from behind, able to poke it down the wall, comes loose in the circle. Brown makes the move, got poke checked, and Grady Martin takes the puck away. Here is Kerchal clearing the center for Verk, across, looking for Martin, into the zone. Martin on left wing, in front for Kerchal, tipped over the net. Winterhawks now in the corner of their own end, finding it. Brown with control. Brown up the middle, avoids the forechecking Kerchal and Verk. Ahead through center, Winterhawks over the Tri-City line. They will drop. Alex Weiermeyer reaching for it, able to hold the zone. They'll stop up. It's Nathan Free, 86, not 88. His pass intercepted, but Kerchal tried to work it ahead, and it was out of the reach of Verk, which will result in an icing call against. And it was Savin Verk who led the goal train, so that might get changed after the fact. Americans off this face-off in their own zone, work it ahead. Kerchal out through center ice. Ahead to Verk on left wing. He needs a change as he dumps it in. Here's Kerchal on the point for a face-off. He and Ryan Sadovia have had very impactful games here tonight. Sadovia has had 2 glorious scoring chances to pick up a goal in his WHL debut. Winterhawks fire it ahead, turned over. Here is Kerchal over the Portland line, takes a hit. Sadovia picks up the puck on left wing. He's run into and separated. Peterson battling down low as well. Peterson knocked over from his knees, trying to play the puck in behind the net. Winterhawks break it up. Shanichka around to Slobodian. And Slobodian now out from behind the goal with under 5 minutes to play in period 2. Long pass ahead. Sam Spihar drops it back. Here's Free with a shot wide. Comes around for Brown on left wing. Brown tied up in the corner. Americans poke it loose. Cruz Paveo with control. His pass, though, deflects down to Portland control. Now Free, another shot off the body. Bounces off the glass behind Xavier Went. Winterhawks reaching for it. They'll get it back. Nathan Free turns. Bumped by Garland. Coming out to help out is Vaněček as he swings it around the boards. Slobodian holds the zone down to Spihar. Spihar tied up by Ellick. Winterhawks holding the zone at the blue line. Long shot goes over top of the net. Went never saw the puck. He just went down in the butterfly hoping it was going to hit him. Paveo ahead to Garland at center. Garland over the line on right wing. Slows up. His teammates starting to change here, so that allows the Winterhawks to get control of the puck. Weiermeyer over the Tri-City line. Willfully rather with a hard shot wide. Charlie Ellick chops the puck ahead. Gavin Garland back checking, finds it. Here's Cruz Paveo on right wing with speed. Paveo over the line, drag move to the middle. Nice one, backhand chance, goes Peterson's wide. In for the drop. And the Winterhawks win it. Sakumis, though, turns it over. Peterson finds it. Up toward the blue line, Winterhawks will get control, and Carson Dick chips it down the ice. Jakub Vaněček being closed in on is able to clear it around the boards, and now in stride starts his way ahead through center. Vaněček into the Portland zone, run into by Miller. Toward the line, Peterson holds the zone and works it deep. Peterson reaching for it. Winterhawks able to get it. And looking ahead is Brown as he flips it up the ice. Vaněček couldn't handle that bouncing puck. Found by Weiermeyer in the zone. He'll drop to the middle in some skates. Americans converging, unable to get control. Here is Ryan Miller on right wing. Down to the goal line. Weiermeyer looking in front. Centering pass never got through. Ends up in the near side corner. Charlie Ellick giving chase. Ellick ahead to Ryan Sadovia. One-on-one through center. Sadovia over the line on right wing. He'll turn. Sakuma's happy to just head in behind his net and eat up a couple of seconds on the clock. And now Sakumas looks ahead for Miller. Ryan Miller, the Portland captain, with a burst of speed over the line. Passes off. Weiermeyer, drag move, poke checked. Americans take it away. 6 seconds to go in the period. Paveo trying to chase it down on right wing. Paveo slows up. Looking to center, running out of time, and the period will come to an end. I don't think Paveo realized. Garland is in for the drop as the Americans go right to left here in the third, and the Winterhawks win that opening faceoff. McLaughlin banks it ahead for Miller. Back to McLaughlin again. And Will McLaughlin fires it ahead. Connor Dale is going to intercept that. Dale down the left wing, poke checked, and Miller takes it away. Miller, long stretch pass ahead for Weiermeyer. Over the Americans' line, Weiermeyer cutting to the middle, lost the puck, trying to take it away from Dale. They tie up in the corner. Miller pokes it around the wall. Charlie Ellick is there to get it. He'll drop, and here is Vaněček. Vaněček now heading in behind his net to create some room. Starting his way through center. Here's Gavin Garland over the Portland line. Garland looking across, tried to find Vaněček, who was jumping up on the play. Now at the line is Charlie Ellick. He'll fire off a leg and wide. We're back to 5-on-5. Habagosh and Shanichka out of the box. Habagosh fires the puck down low as all five in there. Dale now will just hoist the puck in deep as Ryan Sadovia is in on the forecheck. Sadovia trying to steal. 1-on-2. Winterhawks able to take it away. Peterson is out there as well as the Winterhawks escape their own zone. Over the Tri-City line they'll come. Down the slot. Penalty coming up against Trey Peterson, however. He got Vaněček on defense. Americans 2 for 3 on the kill tonight, looking to make it 3 for 4. Good start here as Vaněček is able to fire the puck down the ice. 23-15 the shots on net in favor of Portland. It's a 2-2 game with 16-15 left in regulation. Alex Weiermeyer leading the rush through center for the Winterhawks. Weiermeyer will gain the Americans' line as he chips and chases down the left wing. Charlie Ellick looking to take the puck away from him. Weiermeyer is going to clear it up top, and it's going to be a high-sticking call. Stebetek leaves the puck in behind his goal. And Slobodian leads the rush for Portland. Over the Americans' line. He'll chip it down low and chase after it. Charlie Ellick is there as well. Ellick leaves for Vaněček. Vaněček around the wall. Winterhawks intercept. Carson Dick. Good play by Vaněček to break it up. Winterhawks knock it down with a high stick again. And it does get called. Thought it went under. Back inside the Toyota Center, 13:40 to go in regulation. 2-2 game here between the Americans and Winterhawks. Americans with some speed out of their own zone. Connor Dale driving in, chips the puck in. Here's Garland giving chase. Garland battling for it. Dale tried to work it up top. Vaněček just couldn't hold the zone. He was drifting toward the middle. Vaněček now dropping to Charlie Ellick. And Ellick now finds Vaněček. Has to turn and head back into his own zone with it. Back to Charlie Ellick again. Ahead to Cruz Paveo at center. Paveo lost it. Winterhawks recovering at center as they dump it in. Another high-sticking call coming up against Portland as Weiermeyer gets run into by Vaněček. That draws a bit of a crowd as Griffin Darby, the much smaller Griffin Darby, comes in. Garland has it again on left wing. He's met by Brown, who took it away. And Shanichka behind his net fires it forward. Garland intercepts, cutting to the slot. Down to Paveo. In front for Dale. Couldn't corral it. Dale now on right wing. He cycles. Garland in the corner. Garland being pressured. Trying to work it down low. Here's Paveo. Tapping it around. Connor Dale giving chase. In the near corner. Dale recovers. Heading up toward the line. He'll turn and try to fire it down low. Cruz, Paveo in the corner. Paveo up to the line. Jackson Adam fires on net wide. Up toward the blue line. Vaněček unable to hold the zone as it wrapped around the boards and out to center. Here's Jackson Adam. Tried to tap it forward. Winterhawks will intercept that. 10.5 to go in regulation. Long lead feed ahead for Portland. Vaněček trying to break it up. Winterhawks with it. Driving in on left wing. A bad angle shot misses the net. Comes around the boards up toward the line. Held onside by Matthews. Here's Ryan Miller heading to the slot. Miller fires wide. Jackson Adam chasing after the rebound. Adam has it. He's run into by Miller. Winterhawks try and recover. Brown down low for Weiermeyer. Back in front. Comes to the slot. Fired over top of the net. Miller giving chase. Has it. Walks out in front. Miller fires off a body up in the air. Miller looking for his own rebound. Getting tied up with Gavin Garland. Vaněček up the wall. Weiermeyer's there for Portland. To the blue line. Griffin Darby. Slap shot on a glove saved by Wentz. 9:50 to go in regulation. Weiermeyer who knocked him off the puck. Weiermeyer looked around. Thought he was going to get a penalty, but play goes on. Americans no power plays tonight. Portland over the Tri-City line. Brown dropped it off. Tried to at least, and it's poked out to center by Vaněček. 7:10 to go in regulation. Shanichka in the neutral zone dumps it in. Xavier Went out of his crease. Fires it around on his forehand for Garland. Garland ahead for Lang. Lang through center, bumped. Shanichka snaps it forward, intercepted by Garland. Garland now makes a move and dumps the puck in. Ryan Sadovia right back out there. Stebetek in behind his net, leaves it there. Winterhawks breaking ahead, long pass ahead, knocked down by Jackson Adam, a nice play. Adam dumps it in. Stebetek once again out of his crease. On the forehand, he's got Sadovia coming, trying to take the puck away. Needs a little communication there from Shanichka, who nearly turned it over. Toward the line, big Big hit by Sadovia on the forecheck as he flattened Max Shanichka behind the play. Winterhawks trying to gain the line. In deep, Trey Peterson battling. Winterhawks trying to get control of the puck, taken away by Vaněček. Jakub Vaněček through center. Over the Winterhawks line, he'll pass off. Sadovia, long shot, caught and held by Stevitek. 6:19 to go in the game, it's still 2-2. You're listening to Americans Hockey on 95.3 U-Rock Radio. And off the draw, Miller wins it. Miller, though, being pressured by Dale. Connor Dale still battling here as the Winterhawks recover in their own zone. Cole Slobodian drops it back to Shanichka, and he leads his way through center, ahead on left wing to Jordan Duguay. Duguay feeding it down low. That pass intercepted by Dale. Americans look to take off the other way. Here's Garland in the neutral zone. Gavin Garland on left wing over the line. Feeds it to the middle. Dale knocked it down but couldn't recover. Dale now chasing as the Winterhawks drop it off in behind their net. 5 minutes to go in regulation. 2-2 is the score. 1:25 left in 4-on-4 as both teams start to change. Burke and Paveo now out there for the Americans up front. Fans want Shanichka to move the puck, and he finally does. Here is Reed Brown starting his way ahead. Through center, chips it ahead, turns it over. Paveo knocked it down on right wing into the Portland zone. Paveo, right circle, driving in, got poke checked. Winterhawks able to take it away. Nikos Sakumis with control. Sakumis drops it off behind the net to Slobodian. Down to 1 minute to go in 4-on-4. Now Sakumis, the 20-year-old, starts ahead. Sakumis through center, hits the Americans' blue line and passes off on left wing. With control, Sam Spihar drops to Sakumis, left circle to the middle on his backhand. Weak shot stopped, loose in the blue paint, chopped at by Portland. Americans trying to recover, Winterhawks take it away. Sam Spihar along the far wall. Spihar battling with Vaněček, 4:05 to go in regulation. Winterhawks lost it, now Charlie Ellick will pick it up for Tri-City. 4 minutes to go in regulation, still a 2-2 game. Here is Savage. And off the draw, Martin won it clean. Here is Vaněček at the line. Over to Ellick, right point. Ellick now skates in down the boards, all the way to the goal line. Ellick behind the net, finds Sadovia. He'll fire off a stick and wide. Pinching is Vaněček as the Winterhawks chip the puck ahead. Out towards center, Sadovia takes it away. Hooks it across to Ellick on left wing. Back into the Portland zone, he'll dump it in. Grady Martin gets there first on the forecheck. Martin now below the goal line. Cycles to Sadovia. Sadovia turns, tried to work it in front. Alex Weiermeyer able to take it away from him. And the Winterhawks now escape their own zone. Jordan Duguay over to Free on right wing. Nathan Free slowing up, top of the right circle, fires wide. Comes off the end wall, Sadovia chasing after it. Shanichka at the line, a long shot is swallowed up by Wentz. As Gustafson and Ellick get into it, Dale and Free as well. Grady Martin in for the draw, won by Portland. Ryan Miller to Slobodian, his shot hit his own man. Loose in the slot, poked away by Vaněček. Winterhawks recover. Miller on the goal line, shot deflected, up in the air. Weiermeyer chasing it down. Weiermeyer run into by Paveo. Winterhawks recover. Miller down the slot, tries to pass off, and a great block by Charlie Ellick. Now Tri-City turns and fires it ahead the other way. Cruz Paveo on the red line, his backhand feed. Grady Martin chasing it down. He'll work it into the Portland zone. 1:05 to go in regulation. Darby drops it off for Cole Slobodian as we hit the final minute of regulation. Weiermeyer couldn't take that pass. Americans get control. Dale trying to drive in. He'll drop it back to the slot. Paveo up top to Ellick. Back to Paveo. Scores! Gavin Garland standing in front. Tips it in. Garland in for the faceoff. And off the draw, Miller gets it for Portland. He'll chip it in. Stevitek to the bench for the extra attacker. Ellick rips it around. Alex Weiermeyer reaching for it. Americans converging. Burt clears to center. Connor Dale looking for the empty net. He put it just wide. Savin Burke now giving chase on the forecheck. 30 seconds to go in the game. Jordan Duguay being pressured. He'll send it in behind his net for Shanichka. 24 seconds to go. Shanichka through center ice, up on left wing, over the line, pick play, not called. Winterhawks trying to work it down the slot, sent down low for Free, off the crossbar, goes up into the netting. Beat Xavier, went over the glove, but he hit the crossbar. Three on three. Off the draw, Winterhawks get control. Ryan Miller in his own zone, turned it over. Connor Dale on left wing. Dale taken down to the ice. Again, no call. Dale now in the corner. He'll recover on left wing. Connor Dale heading up toward the blue line. Works it across to Garland on right wing. Gavin Garland will head back out to neutral ice. What a turnover by the Winterhawks in overtime. Here is Vaněček now with it. Vaněček with speed over the line. He'll stop up on right wing. Vaněček cycles looking for Dale. Dale has to chase it down. Max Stranichka is there. He's wrapped up, but Miller now has control for Portland. Ryan Miller, the Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick, fires it ahead to Weiermeyer. All Weiermeyer can do is dump it in, and that's going to be icing against Portland. Xavier Went made a move for the puck and defense. And off the draw, Connor Dale steals it. Dale cutting his way into the Portland zone. He's hauled down again. No call. Garland put it wide off the end wall. Max Stranichka has it for Portland. Bouncing puck. Vaněček reaching for it. Couldn't corral it. Again, there's no call on the play. Here come the Winterhawks ahead. Weiermeyer into the zone slowly. Drops it off. Miller scores! The Winterhawks get it done again. The Americans cannot believe what has happened here at the Toyota Center.